Welcome back to the Lead2Xceed platform with me, Henry Baye. In today's chat, I'm going to talk about self-awareness and how important it is in your leadership journey, especially in your self-leadership journey as you walk in leading people. Now, let me share with you the role of self-awareness in my own self-leadership journey. You see, self-awareness is so critical to the entire discussion of self-leadership. In fact, I dare say that the self-leadership journey only begins with self-awareness. Self-awareness is so important, not just to leaders, but to everyone. In fact, educationists have said, for example, that teenage years or adolescent years is a period of storm and stress. And the reason they have said that is because that is the period when every young person is going through the struggle of discovering who they really are. So it's a period of storm and stress, and it's not an easy journey to walk. In fact, in an article by Tasha Urich, a PhD and an organizational psychologist, she has said, research suggests that when we see ourselves clearly, number one, we're more confident and more creative. Number two, we make sounder decisions. Number three, we build stronger relationships and communicate more effectively. In fact, this is the one that struck me the most. We are less likely to lie, cheat, and steal. And we're better workers who get more promotions. We're also more effective leaders with more satisfied employees and more profitable companies. This research further suggested that only 10 to 15% of people actually fit the criteria of self-awareness. And that's really scary because, bluntly put, it means many of us are deceiving ourselves as to who we really are. A person who is self-aware should actually be aware of certain important aspects of themselves. We have to be aware of our values. We have to be aware of our passions. What is it that really makes you tick? What are you really passionate about? Your aspirations. What are the things that make you look forward into the future around what you want to be? Your standards. There is a saying in the army that the standards you are willing to walk past are the standards that you're willing to accept. What are your standards? What are you willing to say, no, I do not accept this? How do you react to things in your thoughts, in your feelings, in your behaviors? What are your strengths and your weaknesses? These are all important things to know about yourself. People experience you and they form a perception about what they experience. Now, it is important to kind of check with yourself, how do people experience me? And is it aligned to the way I see myself? I would suggest that where you receive subjective feedback from people, and that feedback is aligned, probably 70% plus, to what your assessment of yourself is, it means you're getting there. Now, let me tell you 5 reasons why I think self-awareness is so critical. Who you are is intricately connected to your purpose as a leader, and missing who you are can be disastrous. Who you are is very connected to your purpose because each one of us, as you probably would have heard many times, are wired to deliver something. Who you are gives you confidence around what you are capable of achieving. If you know who you are, you know what you are capable of doing. So when people ask you to do something, you can say, I can do this or I cannot do this. And therefore, you don't commit to things that then become a disaster. And self-awareness also keeps you grounded because you keep an awareness of your limitations. You know, if you are self-aware, you are grounded. You are not pompous, because if you are self-aware, one of the things you would know for sure is that you are not the only receptacle of all knowledge, and you are not the only good thing that happened to the world. And therefore, it gets you to be more grounded, and it helps you to keep learning and receiving feedback. The people who are the most self-aware are the ones who are learning all the time, and they are receiving feedback all the time. Now, I'd like to, at this point, share with you a little bit about my own journey of becoming self-aware and the role that self-awareness has played in my self-leadership journey. My journey was characterized by a number of key parts. First of all, I started by finding my passions. And I found out very early during my days in high school that I was good at a few things. I found out that I was very passionate about helping people find their way. Anybody has a problem, I want to go talk to them. I want to see what's going on. How can I help you? I also found out that I had great passion in poetry and drama and, of course, music and singing. And I also found out that standing in front of a group of people, like I'm standing now and talking to you, is something that came to me quite naturally. And so I took these things as my early tools. I also went through a space of uncertainty, especially when I was trying to see, who am I? Who really am I? What am I here for? Why am I here? What am I going to do that only I can do? But I think one of the things that helped me during that stage of my life was I found an identity in my faith, which is in Christ. So that really helped me to find a grounding around who I was. The more I studied the Bible, the more I came to understand that I had a purpose on earth and so on and so forth. So I got to a stage also where I was very confused, especially when I started now thinking about how does all of this thing about what I'm here to do, etc., translate into what profession do I choose? Should I become a banker? Should I become a teacher? Should I become a doctor? Should I become a lawyer? How do all these things? That's when I went through a period of confusion. But I also came to a place of conviction. And I started to find conviction and awareness through many things, through my talents and my gifts, which I saw myself applying consistently, the words that people used to describe me. So if you spoke to 5-10 people and asked them to describe me with words, some of the words you definitely hear will be words like inspiring, passion, leadership, kind, giving, and stuff like that. You'll find those words coming through because those are the things that people can use to describe you. But I also listened. And gradually, as I put all of these together, it helped me form firm convictions about what I call the Henry Baye enterprise and what it was all about. So this is how I came to a personal conviction of who I really am. And that helped me to then decide that even though I was a banker, for example, my real role in banking was not banking, but my role in banking was helping people, giving them opportunities, and making them become bigger and bigger, and sometimes even bigger than myself. However, I've continued to have a struggle with my self-awareness, and that is believing what I can do. Most things I'm asked to do, including speaking to you today, the first thing that strikes me is, no, I can't do it. Well, there's a positive side to this in the sense that it always gets me not to take any task for granted. I always know that I have to put in the work to arrive at a good result. And getting to know this about myself took me from anxiety before most tasks to rather preparation. So as I bring this chat to a close, if you have any questions on your mind that you'd like answered, or this video has triggered something in you that you'd like to explore a bit more, by all means, send us an email on the page or send a comment through the channel, and we'll be very much happy to respond to them. So remember though, to like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any video that we put up. Once again, this is Henry Baye on the Lead2Xceed platform. Lead2Xceed, inspiring leaders, multiplying impact.